Hey friends, welcome back. This is Jessica Cheriton and I'm here in Salida, Colorado. Live, play, stay Salida. And this is a question I get all the time, especially from buyers who are starting their home search in places like Salida or Buena Vista, Chaffee County in general. Should I buy new construction or go with existing construction? It's a totally fair question and the answer may not always be obvious, but new builds are clean, modern, move-in ready. I'm in one right now. Existing homes have character, location, landscaping, and sometimes a much lower price point. Sometimes. So how do you choose? That's what we are going to look at today. The real pros and cons of both and how to figure out what's right for you and your lifestyle. So stick around to the end for your weekly piece of real estate advice, especially if you're trying to buy in a market where new homes and old charm are often going head to head, just like here in Salida. So let's start with the new construction option. The big draw here is that everything's fresh and clean. You are walking into a house that no one else has lived in. Some people just love that new construction smell. No mystery smells included. No 1980s wallpaper hiding behind a furniture that's been there since the 1980s too. Just clean walls, new appliances, everything up to current building code. New homes are often more energy efficient. They have better insulation, new windows, high efficiency HVAC, sometimes even solar or electric vehicle hookups are already in place. And that's a real benefit when you are dealing with the area and the winter here. But you'll also have fewer surprises with closing costs up front because there's no plumbing issues or hidden roof leaks from the get-go. Plus, in a lot of cases, builders offer a warranty on major systems and even on like touching up paint, which gives a lot of peace of mind. And for some buyers, there's a real emotional win in knowing that you are the first person to live there and break it in. It's a blank slate, start fresh. You make it yours from day one. But of course, there are trade-offs. So here's the thing about new builds, especially around Salida or Poncha Springs. They are rarely, if ever, right in the middle of town. Most are a little further out of town in, master plan neighborhoods. In lots or edge of town developments where there is still land available. And that said, there are some really exciting exceptions like West End that I'm in right now, which is just a mile from downtown, tucked in off of Airport Road. And it's not right on F Street, no, but it's definitely close enough to downtown and closer than most new construction that you'll find. So we're seeing a lot of activity in that area of Airport Road because that's where the city and county have planned for high density growth to happen. It's a great option if you want to do new construction without feeling like you're completely removed from all the good of downtown. But outside of that, it is common to deal with unfinished landscaping, ongoing new construction around you, not having neighbors for a few months if the development is still being built out. And some of these builders are offering customization, but usually you're choosing between a few preset design or packages instead of doing a full design from scratch. That can be a plus for some people because it can be overwhelming. So while there's a lot to love about new construction, especially the low maintenance lifestyle, it's not always the right vibe if you crave an established, close-knit neighborhood, a lot of character. So you may want to think about those pros and cons, and existing builds might be where it's at. So let's talk about existing builds. The big win here is usually location. If you want to be in downtown Salida, near the river, close to the galleries, the parks, the restaurants, you are probably looking at existing homes. These are the ones with mature trees and neighbors that have been there for 30 years that has Salida heart and soul baked right in. And you'll often get a lot more character, maybe even original hardwood floors, some old school molding and trim work, even just a layout that tells the story of the home, like a butler's door. And it may not be modern, but you just have a presence with those older homes that you cannot replace with a new build. The yards are bigger, the garages can be large. They can also be archaic with no power garage door, but that's all right if you're into that. That said, existing homes do come with baggage, plumbing from the 80s, windows from the 90s, insulation that has never been updated, electrical from the 20s. I mean, even if everything looks okay on the outside, inspections do help, but old homes are always full of surprises. So you'll get history and location and possibly a little more exterior space, but you need to be okay going into it knowing there's going to be some quirks that come with that charm. So how do you choose? Well, it gets really personal. It depends on how you want to live and what matters most for your day-to-day life. So if you're the kind of person who just wants to unpack and start exploring the mountains right away and not have any projects on the weekends or no repairs, you probably want to look at new builds. And you're going to be relieved to know that right now, new builds are comparable to existing in purchase price. So if you want an existing construction to be in walking distance to the farmer's market, riding your bike to dinner, bumping into your neighbor that can tell you the whole history of Salida on the sidewalk, we should look at existing homes in town. It's not about a better or worse. It's about what feels right when you imagine your day-to-day life living there a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, not just that first week. So that clarity can only come from looking around and kind of trying to imagine the future. All right, you've made it to this point. So here's your weekly piece of Colorado real estate advice. When comparing a new home and existing one, picture the first 6 months of life there, and then also try to picture 5 years from now. Not just how it looks, but how does it feel? What are you going to spend your weekends doing? What do you want to do when you get done work for the day? How much maintenance are you willing to take on? Are you going to want to be up camping in the mountains, or are you okay fixing a water heater on the weekend? Do you want to be floating the river and then maybe mowing the grass after? Or are you okay with like a rock-based yard landscaping in a new construction neighborhood? Whether you lean into old or new, project or turnkey, the most important thing in choosing your home is what fits your real life, not just what you might imagine your real life to be. So if you're buying anywhere in Chaffee County and you want help weighing those choices, let's talk. I will help you find a place that makes sense for your lifestyle, helps you feel at home, makes the whole new feel like it was a great decision. Thanks for hanging out with me at Live, Play, Stay, Salida, Colorado. I'm Jessica Cheriton, and I will talk to you next week.